Welcome to West Point. Welcome to the United States Military Academy and the historic Hayes Gymnasium, home of the Black Knights, the 10-time National Collegiate Boxing Champions. Welcome to Ring City, USA, where rising stars earn their stripes in crossroad fights, with careers on the line and Saturday night main events just a win away.
Here at West Point, they call it the Warrior Ethos. An ethos that extends from Grant to Eisenhower, from Patton to Austin. A fighting spirit that bonds every graduate, every member of the Long Gray Line. Tonight, for the first time ever, professional boxing comes to the United States Military Academy, where boxing's not just a competitive sport, it's a mandatory part of the curriculum, as an essential part of cadet culture. Ring City, USA is proud to present live boxing from the United States Military Academy in West Point, and a gorgeous look at the plane lit up as we welcome you inside the Hayes Gymnasium for live boxing action from West Point on Ring City, USA. Hello again, everyone. So glad you could join us. Bob Papa along with two-time world champion Sean Porter. And Sean, this is a very special place to be at, and I know you had a chance to walk around the campus and spend time with the cadets, and it really is a touching experience.
Tell you what, the word amazing is the only word that I will ever use to describe my time here at West Point. These cadets were amazing to be in the ring with. Just yesterday, I had a great time being able to speak with them, walk around the campus, and just to feel the energy around this campus is amazing. It's the prestige and the love and honor and respect throughout this entire West Point Academy is amazing, and I'm just so grateful that I was able to come here and be a part of it.
Yeah, it really is special having a chance to visit with the cadets. Just from a personal experience, I dropped my son off here in June of 2016. He graduated from West Point last June, and it never gets old coming to the campus. And it is a special night for all of us to be here. And what a main event we have for this evening, because we have a world champion, a WBA champion, and Jelena Magenovich taking on Erica Cruz in what should be a pretty interesting bout, considering that Magenovich struggled in her last fight out.
Yeah, she did struggle. We understand her struggles, and we'll get into that a little bit later. But tonight she's got Erica Cruz. Erica Cruz does not have as much experience as Jelena as a professional, but as an amateur, she's traveled the world boxing, and this is going to be a banger tonight.
It is going to be a very exciting evening from the campus of West Point. For Ring City, USA, can Erica Cruz pull off the upset? 80 amateur fights during the course of her career, but she's looking to pull off a big-time upset tonight. We've seen a bunch of upsets on Ring City, USA, that's for certain.
It's true.
So will it happen tonight at West Point? We are all fired up to be here, a special night of boxing, and it is more than appropriate that tonight here on the campus of West Point, we introduce the colors in tonight's national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Throughout the course of the evening, we will talk about not only live boxing action, but how important boxing is here at West Point, including an essential part of the plebe program.
The history of boxing at West Point goes back to really the beginning of the 20th century, around 1905, when President Teddy Roosevelt, who was a big boxing, submission grappling fan, he made a recommendation that boxing be part of the physical education program at West Point.
Every cadet that comes through here has to go through the boxing program. Why do you think that's important that everyone goes through that program?
Well, boxing really develops and builds a warrior ethos.
My hands, my palms are facing each other, and my hands are relaxed in the glove. Folks, you are now in the on-guard stance. Chins down. Looking good.
You can be all talk and talk about like, oh, like in a stressful situation, like I'll do the right thing, like I won't freeze up. But the ring is a test of that. Like when you get in the ring, you can't fake it anymore. You have to stand up and stand your ground and throw punches.
We're not going to make these young men and women Golden Glove boxers. The idea is to put them in a perceived fearful situation, because one day when they're leading America's sons and daughters possibly into uncertainty and maybe someone starts shooting, they'll be able to maintain their composure and lead their soldiers as they should.
You talk about moving as your security in a tactical situation, it's the same situation here. Provides you opportunities to score and makes it very difficult for your opponent to score upon you. All right?
In the Army, we deal with a lot of adverse circumstances, and you kind of have to face it head on. Not everybody's a great boxer, but you know, if you just get in the ring and you show that grit and that resilience, you can pass the class and you can learn a lot about yourself, and you might even like it.
At first I was like, we all have to do boxing, are you sure? But one of the biggest things and tools that people use to bond are shared experiences. So you could have graduated 40 years ago and I graduate now. We both went through plebe boxing. We know the pains of being punched in the face. It brings a unique perspective to our tradition here at West Point. And it's not going anywhere. It's going to be here for a long time to come, so it extends that long gray line into the future.
And we have the West Point boxing team, very decorated. A lot of national championships, 10 for the men, 2 for the women. Getting an opportunity here at Hale Gymnasium to enjoy tonight's first ever live professional boxing card from West Point. Well, obviously safety is very important with Ring City, USA. Everyone tested for COVID-19, fighters, handlers, promoters, commission, production staff, no fans other than the cadets, daily temperature and symptom checks, masks required at all times, and of course, social distancing is a must. We're set for our first bout of the evening. 10 rounds in the welterweight division as we take a look at the tail of the tape for Juan Pablo Romero and Diner Barrio. Romero, 31 years of age, weighed in at 143. Barrio at 141.8. You see that Romero rehydrated to 158. Barrio to 157. Height and reach advantage in favor of Romero, who's 13-0 with 9 knockouts in his career. We're set for the introductions. Let's send it up to the ring, and our ring announcer for this evening, Lupe Contreras.
From Hayes Gymnasium at the United States Military Academy at West Point, this is Ring City, USA. Anyone, anytime, anywhere. Presented in association with Bash Boxing this bout. 10 rounds or less in the welterweight division. Our judges scoring at ringside are Mark Consentino, Alan Nace, and Steve Weisfeld. At the sound of the bell, the man in charge of the ring, referee Ricky Gonzalez. Presenting first, the fighter standing in the blue corner, representing Paco Presents Boxing, and wearing black trunks with silver and gold trim on the scale. He registered an official 141 3/4 pounds. And in 25 pro bouts, he maintains an outstanding record consisting of 22 victories against only 2 losses, 1 draw, 13 of those victories coming by way of knockout. Representing Tolú, Sucre, Colombia, Deine, El Monstruo Barrio. His opponent across the ring in the red corner, representing Promociones del Pueblo, and wearing blue with gold trim, his official weight, 143 pounds. Tonight, this Mexican power puncher is making his American debut with an undefeated record of 13 victories, 9 of those victories coming by way of KO. From Villa del Carbón, Estado de México, Juan Pablo, El Pibi Romero.
Ya te di las reglas en el camerino. Protéjase todo el tiempo y obedeces mis órdenes todo el tiempo. Toca la guante.
So Juan Pablo Romero and Dener Barrio set to go in a 10-round welterweight bout. Romero with 3 first-round knockouts in his career. Barrio has 4. Barrio has been 10 rounds 5 times in his career. Romero, his average fight lasts 4.2.
That means we should get some good action.
Sean, what are you looking for early in this fight?
Well, you know, for me, and you know the way I fight, I want to see guys that are punching and showing that they want to win. Obviously, right now, seeing Barrio just move, not really being very lackadaisical so far. If that's even a word, I don't know. But whatever the case may be, he's not really moving like he wants to win. He's not punching, of course. And we'll see what happens. On the other side, I do like the jab. Obviously, I think that everything works off the jab. So Juan's doing all the right things at this point. And then what do you do with somebody who's covering up? You just try to find an opening. So
Barrio has spent a lot of his career at either 126 or 130 pounds. You talk about amateur experience. Romero in the blue is a fires hooks away. Now, most of these punches are being blocked, and Barrio kind of looks at him like, are you kidding me?
So none of them landed, and then a big hook right there from Barrio. Apparently, he must be trying to get Pablo to fall asleep, Romero there, and then he's going to try to strike. And when he strikes, he's going to try to strike hard. It's interesting antics for the first round. That you don't normally get that until a little later on in the fight. So this is an interesting opening for Barrio.
Barrio currently lives in Los Angeles. His wife Monica, 2 sons.
I do see good timing from Barrio. The shell defense right there. He's blocking virtually everything. So it'd be interesting to see how Steve Smoger, our Hall of Famer, judges this first round. But Barrio, he's striking when he has the opportunity.
Good hook to the body. A jab slipped through.
First round, what a filling out round this is, huh?
But it's hard to win a round,
yeah,
unless you're Pernell Whitaker.
You know what?
Without throwing any punches.
And call me crazy, but he's landed some clean shots. The shots that he has thrown, I don't know the percentage, but I think a majority of them have landed. So this is a weird first round for me, and I don't know, probably a weird first round for Romero as well.
Coming to the end of round number 1, we talked about in our open the fact that plebes in boxing have a vital role in the curriculum. For more on boxing at West Point, we welcome in Brian Campbell.
Thanks, Bob. As you mentioned, first-year cadets at West Point, long known as plebes. And even though the plebe boxing program started in 1905 as a suggestion from then-President Theodore Roosevelt, it's gone on to welcome upwards of 74,000 cadets through its program, learning how to deal with chaos under pressure. In 2016, women were added to the program for the first time. But if you didn't know of Roosevelt's connection with combat sports, he boxed at Harvard, he studied wrestling, judo, submission grappling. Hey, he even also used to spar at the White House until 1908 at age 50 when he suffered a detached retina of his left left eye, eventually losing sight. Bob, imagine being that young military aide. Talk about a lot of explaining to do after that punch.
No doubt about it. And I'm sure Teddy Roosevelt would have been a guest on one of Brian Campbell's combat shows.
BC comes in with some great stories, and he's got the energy to back it up, man. I love it.
West Point boxing. President Theodore Roosevelt suggested it in 1905. 10 national championships for the men, 2 for the women. Round number 2 underway.
What barrier are we going to get this second round? Shell defense.
You know, give a little credit to Romero for his defense, although a left hand glanced in there. We've got our Hall of Famer, our Hall of Fame referee handling the scoring for us here at Ring City, USA. Steve Smoger, how do you score round 1?
Well, the only action was provided by Mr. Romero. I can see Barrio picking it up now. You've got to throw punches, so in that round it was quite easy to score. Romero was the only active fighter in the first round. So I have it 10-9, but it looks like Mr. Barrio is starting to heat up a little bit.
He's starting to heat up, and so here's the thing: when you are Romero and you got a guy who's using a shell defense and not throwing very much.
There's a cut that Romero has on the right side of his face. Can't tell if it's the eyebrow or the ear. I think it's on the eye because he keeps pawing at his eye. Now that's important as to whether the referee determines whether that was caused by a punch or an accidental clash of heads.
I really don't think they've been close enough for a head collision. Anything's possible in boxing. But it's just interesting to see how Barrio has opened up in the second round. And I would say virtually every punch he throws is a power punch. So I'd be willing to bet there was a punch that opened up his eye.
All right, so Sean, if you're cut like this, you're pawing at your eye, does it change what you want to do here to try to see if you can end this quickly?
And it has to, especially when you got an eye that's you're blinking. Now you can't see a hook when it comes, and you don't have the correct vision. You do what he's doing right now, which is say, hey, I got to go for it. And that's what Romero's doing.
Counter left hand by Barrio. Then he hooks to the body, misses with the right, and Romero holds on.
Suffice to say, guys, Barrio has woken up. He is a headhunter here in round 2.
He's a different kind of fighter, man, and these kind of guys, they're going to give everybody trouble. They're unpredictable. Guys like Barrio, unpredictable, hands down. You don't know where the punch is coming from, when it's coming.
Well, even his facial reaction, Sean, and his mannerisms suggest at times that he's not even focused, and then he lands a big shot.
Yeah, and every shot's a big shot. I mean, even that uppercut, it landed and missed at the same time, but it still had an effect on Romero.
Good hook to the body by Romero. Romero dealing with a cut right eye here in round number 2. Well, Juan Pablo Romero letting his gloves fly, but Daner Barrio trying to respond in round 2. Head.
Barrio coming back in this second round with some big punches. Right there you saw a big 1-2, and then look, he's leaping in with an uppercut. Every punch that he throws, he's bringing all of the power that he's got with each punch in each hand.
All right, Steve Smoger, I asked the commission, and now I'm being told that the cut on the right eye of Romero was caused by an accidental clash of heads.
I agree with Sean. I thought it was a left hook. He started the paw after he got hit with a left hook. I still gave the second round to Romero because Barrio's just not throwing enough punches. what he throws is very powerful, but action is what guides the round. So I have a 2-0 2018 for Romero.
But it does, just to follow up though, it does provide a little protection for Romero because it was an accidental clash of heads.
Absolutely.
That if this fight gets stopped because of that cut, they go to the cards as opposed
After
to
4.
Right, if it was a punch, he would lose the fight.
Exactly. Well said, Bobby.
We wondered about urgency, guys. Romero is seizing that at the moment, letting his hands go, walking forward.
BC, did you agree with Smoker in that second round?
No, I like the power punching of Barrio.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you do it.
I'm not wearing a Hall of Fame ring at the moment here,
you
Sean,
do
so
it.
I'll respect the throne of the great double X.
I'm gonna let you do it, man. And that's big uppercut right there by Barrio. And see, I'm a fighter that I can do a lot of different things in the ring, and so I guess maybe sometimes I want those guys to do things that they aren't equipped to do. But if I was Romero, get some space and work behind that long jab. The only way you're gonna get Barrio to open up is by making him walk forward and come at you. Right there, when you allow him to be comfortable and walk back and lay down on the ropes the way that he does, he's gonna stay in that shell defense until he wants his opening.
Well, outside of the two fighters in the ring right now, one of the most important people involved in this fight is Navarro, the cut man for Romero, who puts his hands together.
Yeah. I hate the ring with a guy like this. He doesn't look focused, he doesn't look interested, and then he just explodes out of nowhere. You know, this is gonna be a tough night for Romero.
You know, this is going back some time, but it reminds me a little bit of Emmanuel Augustus.
Deja de estar pujando. Deja de estar pujando.
Kind of like just hanging around in there.
Doing the drunken sailor routine.
Right, and it was against Mickey Ward in New Hampshire that eventually led to the Mickey Ward getting the fight with Arturo Gatti.
BC, did you say the drunken sailor?
Yeah, the drunken warrior.
Yeah,
you get the.
Can't disrespect the karate movies, man. I can't let you do that.
Closing seconds of round 3. Interesting fight, Romero and Barrio.
Bien. Ok. No podemos dejarlo nomás que se suelte.
A ver, lávalo.
David, is this the Romero Curran hit?
Welcome back to Ring City, USA. Sitting behind me in the red corner is Juan Pablo Romero. And he told me this week he's actually an active member of the Mexican Army. His role in the Army, he trains military fighters. So when we said, hey, did you know at West Point all freshmen have to attend plea boxing? He said, I think that's great. That's going to teach them discipline. He's going to have to dig down deep to work through this cut here, guys. Back to you.
Juan Pablo Romero, 200 amateur bouts, and in 2016 was a member of the Mexico Olympic boxing team. Lost in the round of 32. Round number 4 underway in this scheduled 10-rounder. Romero was cut along the right eye in round number 2. They seem to have that under control.
That was the most chopping overhand right I've ever seen in my life.
That was some Marcos Maidana
That was
level
a Marcos
corkscrew shot.
And you shouldn't stand there for that, you know? Maybe I'm asking too much, but use your range, use your jab, step around, even take some of that power off of that jab that Romero has. He's got a good stiff jab, but right now I don't think that's the jab that he needs. I think he needs some speed to get Barrio to open up.
Yeah, it's interesting because Sean O'Brien, Romero has the height and reach advantage, but he's negating it himself.
And guys,
He's an aggressive fighter, Romero. He's sort of known for that, but you wonder how much the cut has sped up his urgency and his willingness to fight inside.
I think he came out of the gate practically doing everything he could do, and I think that this is the pace that he can fight at, especially against Barrio, where you kind of don't know where he's going to be outside of that shell defense there. See, that's what you don't do. You don't let your hands go and then sit back the way that Romero is, almost inviting and waiting for that big chopping overhand right there.
Like right here, he's got the reach advantage. Pump the jab and then get into the flow of your power game.
There you go.
As opposed to just stand there.
I agree with you, Bob. He's got to pump the jab.
Tell you what, Barrios, he's unorthodox. He is landing some of these wild shots, but his lack of activity and his general mannerisms, I can't think that's going to help him with the judges. We've already heard Steve Smoger give the first 2 rounds to Romero. We talk about the different strike zones. I don't see this as a style that everyone's going to love. Yeah, and the most important people are the 3 guys on the side of the ring.
And you know what's interesting is that judges will take things personal.
It's snarky.
Yeah, it's like you're beating yourself to an extent. And then still, I think that he lands the cleaner punches. Romero's the busier fighter. Big right hand there.
Barrio went straight back.
Yeah.
Romero got him. The busier of the 2, scheduled for 10 Ring City, USA. This is one of those.
And we are back with the interesting first fight here. Big overhand rights, the chopping rights by Barrio here. They're landing, but outside of that, he's not busy. Who are you giving these rounds to, BC?
It's a great question. It is a great question because I'm going to favor the harder shots of Barrio, but again, the lack of activity, it's hard to make that up if the fight is fair, if the rounds are fairly competitive.
Well, Steve Smoger has given the first 4 rounds to Romero. Let's hear from Double S.
My dear colleagues, there's no activity.
Yeah.
The guy's not punching.
I mean, he's punching here and there.
Did you ever act that way, Sean?
No.
I rest my case.
And that's what that's the
easy to score.
And that's why I'm saying he's not working for himself. He's working against himself, because the same way that Smoger feels that I wouldn't fight like that. They don't want to see anyone fighting like that. This is not world-class boxing, and that's what we expect to see. And so you don't respect it. You go against the guy who may have possibly land more cleaner punches than another guy.
Yeah, and Brian, you know, you talked about Barrio landing power shots. It's not as if Romero is just playing the power jab game.
Yeah, that's a very fair point. Romero's been the more consistent guy. He's coming forward. Again, those are all the things the judges like. So it's going to be an uphill battle for Barrio unless he can start putting more bursts together. He did well in round 3 with a good surge to start, but it's too little, not often enough. I
gave Romero the last round, but I didn't write it down until the next round began. It's really hard to determine who's winning these rounds. And there's nothing like fun or exciting coming from Barrio. You know, it's like they become antics because you don't see the strategy in it.
Hey, Sean, let me ask you this because, you've been in the ring in this situation.
Not against a guy like Barrio, though, and I hope I never am. But anyway.
No, but like when you're pounding a guy, even though he's blocking it, eventually that pays some dividends for you, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly. And I feel like Barrio is starting to slow down, but I mean, I could be wrong. We're right here in the 5th round. It does look like Barrio is those bursts are starting to come a little further in between. And again, hitting the arms, hitting the body, hitting the shoulders, it's going to have an effect, but it won't have an immediate effect. It will have an effect in the second half of the fight for Romero.
Brian and Sean, doesn't it feel like, though, Romero makes enough mistakes that he's to keep Barrio in the fight? Like just before, he was just leaning forward, primed for an uppercut.
Yeah, and then my big thing with Romero is all of the offense on the arms and the shoulders and the gloves, but then step around. Don't pull straight back and stand there and wait for Barrio to punch back. You leave the round closer than it is.
Halfway through the scheduled 10-rounder. Gorgeous look at Washington Hall and the parade here on the campus of West Point University. And we always love to throw out a Twitter question for you at Ring City USA. Who's the greatest U.S. military boxer of all time? Was it Ken Norton, Leon Spinks, Joe Louis, Rocky Marciano?
Ken Norton. Got one, BC? You got an answer?
I got Ken Norton as well.
Nice. Bob?
Boy, pretty tough.
Yeah, it's a
pretty
tough list
to go
there.
against Rocky Marciano.
Yeah, it's a tough list there.
Round number 6 of this. No knockdowns in the fight. Romero in the blue was cut along the right eye in round 2. His corner has done a very good job of keeping that under control. Let's bring in Curran for a report on both corners.
In the Barrio corner, they're asking for more defense, more counter-punching. The one thing they do want him to do is keep throwing the overhand right. They feel like they can get a lucky home run knockout. In their words, they said, "We feel like we shook the kid." In the red corner, in Romero's corner, they want him to feint on the way in and double to the body. I spoke to Romero's cutman, Aaron Navarro. He said the cut is very manageable, it's a good size, and it won't be a problem. Back to you guys.
That was caused because of an accidental clash of heads, and since we're past round 4, if that cut was the reason that this fight would be stopped, because it was an accidental clash of heads, they'd go to the scorecards, as opposed to if it was a punch and Romero couldn't continue, he would lose.
I got to step in on that advice, though, in the corner. It's one thing to say, hey, that's a punch that's working for you, but you're going to get caught watching the paint dry, as they said in Hoosiers, if you wait around for that one to land. And it's look, we've seen fighters, maybe not as unorthodox as Barrio, but he's the type of fighter I call an artist. Sean, you remember Arislandi Lopez?
Yeah.
He was the better fighter that night against Canelo Alvarez, but he was too much of an artist, which I mean by that, watching his work, admiring his own work. Boxing's a lunch pail game. Romero's the guy, to Steve Smolger's point, even though I might like Barrio's artistry better, who is constantly bringing the fight forward.
A lunch pail game. I love it. I tell you, man, I get a nugget from you every fight.
Break. Hello. Come on.
I think it's apparent now that Barrio has slowed down. The last round he didn't throw as much, and he laid on the ropes a little more. I think kind of waiting his time and waiting his chance. But now what I see is that he doesn't have the timing that he did in the first 2 to 3 rounds.
Hook right on the belt line by Romero landed, puts his punches together, nothing coming back from Barrio, and then A good hook to the body by Barrio.
Very good hook to the body by Barrio, but kind of speaks to what you were saying, Bob. Once the wear and tear on those arms and shoulders kick in, you slow down. You're sluggish now.
Again, Juan Pablo Romero of Mexico in the blue, the higher work rate, and that's why he's winning. The IndyCar Series rolls on. They're taking on the streets of St. Petersburg. It's right here tomorrow, 12:30 Eastern on NBC, home of the Indy 500.
Barrio's corner, they're calling for the overhand right. It looks like a powerful punch. If it lands, it could do something, but it's almost like throwing the dice and trying to throw a 7. If you ain't throwing it and landing it, don't throw it at all. You know, you leave yourself open, which Barrio has done round after round, and I feel like he's being outpointed by Romero.
Round number 7 underway, scheduled for 10, and it starts the way all the other rounds have started, with Juan Pablo Romero throwing punches.
The best is when guys, well, not the best, but when guys train a certain way and they go to the ring with that, and they feel that because they train that way and fought that way, that they should be winning, they get this there's this comfortability that they're winning the fight that they may not be winning.
See Hall of Famer Steve Smoger's scorecard. Steve, how did you arrive at that point?
I can simply not get around to a guy that doesn't punch. That last sequence, he didn't land anything. So the action, the fight is being controlled by Romero. He's continually punching, and Barrio hasn't really landed anything other than a couple insignificant right hands, in my opinion. Can't give it to a guy that doesn't punch. Clean punching is the art.
All right, I agree with Double S completely. Sean, do you feel the same way? Because I know you tend to disagree with Double S.
It happens from time to time. Not too bad for Double S. I did give Barrio a few rounds, and I do believe in that overhand right. I think that could be the punch for him if he's able to land it, and he's gonna keep throwing it. That kind of seems to be his bread and butter.
Boy, Double S not pulling punches tonight. Can you imagine Smokes as a loan shark? I wouldn't want to be around that guy.
Let me ask you this, Sean. Barrio has had some success landing a left hook. What does he need to do off that successful left hook?
Well, he's got to keep punching. The number one thing that Smoker's saying he doesn't do, and that he said he needs to do, is punch. After you land a hook, keep going. There's too many lows in his game, and he's getting out hustles.
Not to mention, you can see visually it's taking a lot out of Barrio to put that much into those exaggerated telegraph blows.
Yeah, now and that as well. They become very telegraphed. We're 7 rounds in. Romero knows now what's coming. He knows how to defend it, and now you see him coming back.
Good combination by Romero. He digs to the body. Some of it's blocked.
And then even this, if Barrio were to punch with Romero now, he may catch Romero punching and hit him with something very significant. But to Smoger's point, he's got to let his hands go.
Feels like Barrio's entire game is shooting threes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Looping right miss. Romero busier, and he's controlling the action. Coming up in our main event, Jelena Magenovich, 41 wins, 19 knockouts. A decorated champion, 3-division world champion. She'll put her WBA featherweight title on the line in tonight's main event on Ring City, USA, live from West Point. The first time ever live professional boxing from West Point and the Hale Gymnasium. Juan Pablo Romero in the blue, the busier of the two from the opening bell until now.
Barrio's not going to be active enough to win rounds, at least on our scorecards, or the very hard and fast judge of Steve Smoger. He's going to have to set up those home run punches a little bit better, whether that comes through movement or some form of a jab.
Yep. Barrio, of his 13 career knockouts, he does have, the latest he's ever knocked anybody out was the 8th round. That came in 2016 against Alexander Gonzalez.
Break, hello. I don't think I've ever seen someone that believes in their powers as much as Barrio does. I'm over here, I'm like, use the jab, man. I'm positive it'll land. Every punch has been looping, every punch has been the overhand right. Throw the punch now that he isn't expecting, that he hasn't seen. And that's a simple jab.
Boy, Romero, just double and triple up that jab. Don't throw one and then just lean in.
Yeah, and then if you're Romero at this point, make it easy on yourself. You see this guy moving slower than he has been in previous rounds. He's right there to be hit with a jab. Hands are down. Keep your distance. Use your jab, and just work your way to the victory, to the finish line.
Yeah, Barrio
right
got
there.
Left in. Just not giving himself any room to really get extension on these shots.
Yeah.
Break, no.
I've seen a leaping left hook, but I've never seen like a leaping uppercut. That's brand new for me. And I'll tell you what, Romero did the right thing tonight at just working. Not getting discouraged, not allowing the cut to play with his mind. And he can actually just work his way to a victory now. I think that he's taken a lot out of Barrio just by hitting him on the shoulders, on the arms, and the gloves. I think it's had its effect.
Nice hook to the body by Barrio.
He's trying to time the overhand on the jab.
End of round number 8.
¿Estamos bien? Faltan 2 rounds nomás, ¿ok? 2 rounds y estamos en knockout, ¿ok? Estamos a buscar el knockout. Y tú puedes buscar el knockout porque tienes el poder, ¿ok?
Back at Hale Gymnasium, the West Point boxing team checking things out. Ring City, USA. Round number 9 begins between Juan Pablo Romero and Barrio. Barrio, with his awkward style, has not fought in 1 year, 8 months, and 13 days. And he took this fight on really short notice when Jonathan Navarro suffered an eye injury.
Well, the bad news about it is he hasn't fought much tonight either. This continues to be a puzzling performance. Look, I like the activity the first 10 seconds of this round, but that's more than maybe we've seen in a couple rounds combined.
It's funny.
For more on the Barrio corner, let's check in with Cruz.
In the blue corner, they have expressed urgency to Barrio, telling him simply, you need a knockout to win. Their plan to get the knockout, use the lead left uppercut and set up the big overhand right, stay off of the ropes. I spoke to a team member in Barrio's corner. He said, we feel like we've lost every round except for maybe round 2, so we definitely need the knockout. Back to you guys.
Steve Smoker just smiled. Even the Barrio can't feel that.
There's the right advice, and if you're an astute boxing fan, you may recognize Barrio's head trainer is also his manager, Oscar Negrete, a super bantamweight fighter who actually retired yesterday on his Instagram page at the age of 33, a record of 19-3-2.
I'm glad to hear that he felt like they won the second round. I did give Barrio the second round. But it's become very one-sided. I don't see a knockout coming from Barrio.
It's really hard to knock a guy out if you don't throw a punch.
Yeah. And if you don't set it up, look, he has barely gone to the body, and the very little punch he's thrown. Sean, you know, if you got to bring down the guard of your opponent who's coming at you with a jab, you got to give him a different look, give him something.
Give him a different look. He's standing right there, right in front of him. Even if he's not being hit in the face, he's still being touched. Doesn't give your guy anything else to be concerned with, you know. So that overhand right, I think, has ran its course, and Barrio now is I think it's going to become a pushing match, and trying to land a really big punch.
Little dabbing at the eye from Romero, who is cutting round number 2. For the most part, his corner has handled that well.
And I coming here and learning about this warrior ethos I think it's going to play in my mind for a very long time. And seeing the warrior ethos that Romero possesses makes me proud to see him come out here and do what he's doing right now. Fighting through conditions is what that's all about. Having a cut like that right on top of the eye in the very first round, and to go 9 more rounds with it is not easy.
Barrio landed a pretty nice hook to the body, but few and far between.
Muy bien.
Very good.
Jab, jab, derecha a la cabeza. Remata con la derecha de volada.
Be careful with that
Último
overhand
round, toca
right.
guante.
Tira todo.
You gotta throw
Toca
everything.
guante y que le lluevan los golpes, ¿ok?
Make
Que le
those
lluevan los
punches
golpes,
rain.
arriba y abajo,
You gotta
arriba
make
y
those
abajo.
punches rain to the body and to the head.
Último golpe, estamos nocaut, ¿ok?
We need a
Arriesgue.
knockout.
Protector.
So we get set for the start of the 10th and final round. You know, we need a knockout is something that you hear a lot, but there was really not much of here's how you engineer it.
Well, he said you got to throw everything. You know, I think sometimes you can't be too specific. You got to throw everything. Everything you know to do, you have to do in this moment in order to try to score a knockout. If you don't, you're not going to win, is what Barrio's corner told him.
Yeah, he steps in there and he just lets his hands go.
And a nice double right hand there. I like that. I wish we had that. I know.
Using the jab to set up his right cross.
Clearly, Romero doesn't own a bike because this would be a perfect time to get on the bike.
Yeah, you do not want to take any type of punishment that's going to have an effect on you beyond this tonight. You know, get on that bike, figure out how to move, and get some distance. Big overhands.
Well, we've seen some wild endings here in Ring City. It's true.
Barrio's got to keep it up.
At the very least, Romero has retained his danger. This is a last round that the coach says.
fighting as if he's down on the cards.
This is the only way he knows. That's Mexico. All they know is fight.
And if you're noticing, the more active Romero is, the less active Barrio is, and that has been the equation that's worked for him.
Yeah. That's funny, even with that, like if you move and give your guy some space, you're gonna give him confidence that he's been effective, and it may work against you. Barrio's he's too tired now. He's fatigued. But he was going.
Break that.
And I have faith.
Mira, lo mato por la cabeza, okay?
Almost 30 seconds left.
It's time for no regrets for Barrio.
I'm not gonna lie, I want to see him do it. I like the climax here. It would be amazing. Big body shot.
The best punch output of the fight in any round for Barrio. But it's not going to be enough. And Romero keeps firing away as well. The cadets wait for the decision. Will Juan Pablo Romero remain undefeated? Barrio, an interesting character, all part of the pageantry of Ring City, USA. NBC Sports Championship season presented by American Express continues with the Kentucky Derby Saturday, May the 1st on NBC. That's some great history and championships here at West Point. 10 national championships for the men's boxing program, 2 for the women's boxing program. And now we are set for the decision. Let's send it up to Lupe Contreras.
After going the distance inside of Hayes Gymnasium at the United States Military Academy at West Point, all 3 judges are in complete agreement, turning in scores of 98-92 across the board. All in favor of the winner by way of unanimous decision. Still undefeated from Mexico, El Pibi, Juan Pablo Romero.
¡Viva México, Serena!
Well, it is fitting that the sergeant in the Mexican Army and the first ever professional boxing at West Point would come away with the victory.
Yeah.
And there's no great surprise there with the judges' scorecards.
Nice.
Maybe rounds 2 in the last round for Barrio. But a fight that was never really in question.
Yeah. I mean, the only question I had was, are you going to land that overhand right? Yeah.
Unfortunately, it was half the time it was coming from Poughkeepsie. It's pretty easy to see. Well, there is so much tradition and history here at West Point on so many levels. When we come back, a lot more live boxing. Plus, we'll look at the history of boxing here at West Point when we return to Ring City, USA. Located just about 50 miles north of New York City, the spectacular campus of West Point, the United States Military Academy at Ring City, USA. So many great moments on the parade right there in front of Washington Hall. Cleaning protocols always in effect with Ring City, USA. This is the first sanctioned bout in the state of New York in 13 months. Every precaution taking place, and the cadets and the boxing team, men's and women's boxing team, having an opportunity to check things out here at Hayes Gymnasium, the famed Hayes Gymnasium. And let's take a look at the role of boxing and how important it is and part of the culture of West Point.
First, tell me, how did you join the boxing team here?
I remember that when I showed up for Beast, everyone would go around and ask, what sports team are you going to try out for? And everyone would be like, lacrosse, basketball, and then I'd say boxing, and the room would go quiet. They'd be like, you're trying out for the boxing team? Like, do you know how hard that is? And I remember each time we came back for tryouts, there were less and less people. People just quit, but the ones who stayed, they're champions now.
Prior to COVID, we were going on our 11th national championship in a row. We've had plenty more prior to that. We had history winning. We're here to win, and that's what we do.
This boxing program has had a lot of success. Was that intimidating for you?
Of course. And the captains here, the older cadets, as you're coming in, are sure to show you, like, this is a tradition that we look to upkeep. And it's one of the hardest teams to make here at West Point for that same reason.
You can see the growth in them from freshman year boxer to senior boxer, how they've grown. And you know, the key to winning is that you've got to be physically tough, but you got to win here. And our boxers, they don't believe they can lose.
What do you think it is about boxing that you've learned that will benefit you in the future?
It teaches you your natural capabilities to adjust, your natural capabilities to try something different if what you're doing at first is not working. Our jobs here is to protect the United States of America. That's our passion. So in that sense, boxing is helping us formulate those skills that we need to use in that instance.
And the cadets and the West Point boxing team, men's and women's team, having a good time tonight watching live professional boxing for the first time ever. There's the Soup, as he's known, and he's got a little combination. Checking things out, and so passionate about the cadets here at West Point. Had a chance to visit with him earlier, and he was so excited that Ring City USA was here, and some pretty nifty combinations. And Sean, let's take a look. We had cadets fighting as part of an intra-squad scrimmage between women and men's team action, and you had a chance to visit with boxers yesterday and get a chance to know them. Their passion is unparalleled.
They do. They have a lot of passion for this sport. A lot of them know nothing about boxing before they come to this school, and then there's something that about boxing that they gravitate towards, and then see these kids come out today and just really kind of lay it all on the line, not in a serious manner, but go out there and give it all that they got, you know, with the understanding that, hey, people are watching this. They never get to watch this. Let's do this for them, you know. So it was a good way to kind of turn the tables for them, you know. We never get to see them do what they do in the field, and now we had the opportunity to see what they get to do on a daily basis in boxing.
And you know, you think about the fact that, you know, they come here, a lot of them with no boxing experience, and then they win national championships, and that's really impressive. And here's my son Christopher, graduated from West Point. That's his graduation picture. That was from June of last year, class of 2020. And Max loves coming to West Point. Loved coming to West Point to visit his brother. Got a chance to sample the sword. And there's no better experience than going to Mikey Stadium on a fall afternoon to watch West Point. Christopher now is stationed at Fort Benning down in Georgia, Columbus, Georgia, and he's all fired up, and next step for him is Ranger School, so he is ready to roll. All of his brothers, Max, Will, and Nick, very proud of him, and part of that great tradition here at West Point and the cadets. So we're getting set for our next bout, 8 rounds in the welterweight division. And let's take a look at the tail of the tape. And Sean, you take a look at Barbazan Momanov and Angel Ruiz, and Ruiz comes in with youth on his side.
Yeah, and also reach. So I think that's going to play a major role in this fight.
Now Ruiz is coming off a 1-year, 6-month, 4-day layoff. We're ready for the formal introductions of our next bout of the evening. Let's send it back up to Lupe.
We continue with the action inside of Hayes Gymnasium at the United States Military Academy at West Point. This is Ring City USA, anyone, anytime, anywhere, presented in association with Bash Boxing. This bout, 8 rounds in the welterweight division. Our judges scoring the action are Ken Ezzo, Eric Marlinsky, and James Pierce. At the sound of the bell, the ref in charge, Charlie Fitch. Presenting first, the fighter standing in the blue corner. Wearing red with black and white trim, he weighed in officially at 146.5 pounds tonight. He enters the ring in his 18th professional bout with an outstanding record of 16 victories, 1 lone defeat, 12 of those victories coming by way of KO. Straight out of TJ, Tijuana, Baja California, Mexico, Ángel El Relámpago Ruiz. His opponent across the ring in the red corner, wearing blue with silver trim, his official weight, 146.25 pounds. Tonight, atop the Ring City USA canvas, he is putting his undefeated record on the line, consisting of 12 victories, 8 of those victories coming by way of KO. Representing his homeland of Turkestan, Aksukent, Kazakhstan, Bobizan, Bobby Momanov.
Good evening, Angel. Good evening, Bobby. Gentlemen, you both know the rules. Protect yourself at all times. Please touch gloves now. Come out fighting at the bell.
So scheduled for 8 rounds. Ruiz has never been past 6. Of Ruiz's 12 knockouts, 7 have come in the first round, 10 within the first 2. Momanov's 8 knockouts in his career, 5 have come in the first 2 rounds.
Look for Momanov to test Ruiz's chin early. It's not just the layoff, Bob. You mentioned 552 days, but it's the fact that Ruiz's last fight was his only loss, a knockout defeat in 2 rounds to Puerto Rican Javier Flores.
Hey, what do you make of the fact, Sean and BC, about Momanov is part of the Joel Diaz stable with Oscar Garcia Sr. in the corner tonight, but he was with Manny Robles, who was the trainer for Angel Ruiz.
And I thought I think that it could help Ruiz having the fact that he's got a former trainer of Bobby in his corner, kind of giving the small secrets, or so on and so forth. So I think that's pretty interesting. You don't see that too often. Both guys are working very well too. Both guys are, you see strategy in both guys and their boxing ability and what they're trying to do. The overhand right there, specifically, I see being thrown frequently by Bobby. They've all come up short, but it's only a matter of time before you find your range and distance.
Sean, you always expect early on orthodox fighter versus the southpaw, in this case Ruiz the southpaw, to watch the footwork. You saw them tangle right there. Yeah. Sometimes you take a couple rounds to try to figure out the dance and see who's going to take the lead. How do you like Ruiz's ability to keep his foot on the inside so far?
Well, he wants to keep his foot on the outside. It gives a small, when you keep your foot on the outside, it gives a small angle on the power punch, which is the backhand. And so I like that Ruiz, if you notice, he takes a wide step out when he wants to deliver the left hand. See that? And then he gets to the outside. So, and then he's forcing Bobby into the left hand as well. So that's good. Bobby's a little bit of a slickster himself. He can move, can will and deal. I like both guys.
Good short right hand there from Ruiz. He's got nearly a 4-inch reach advantage entering this one.
Both guys have very good technique too, because we were looking at Ruiz's.
That was on the belt line.
We were looking at Ruiz's outside foot, to start, and now I'm taking a look at Bobby's foot. When he wants to deliver the right hand, he's doing the exact same thing right there. You see him step out, wide step to the left, and try to deliver a punch.
Well, after watching Barrio style in the last fight. These two look like
10
Sugar Ray
seconds to the
Leonard.
bell. Oh, that was low. That was low. Come on. Time. You can walk that off. Walk that off, okay? The bell's about to ring for the rest period.
Ruiz has as much time as he needs
The
here.
first one wasn't low. It hit him right there. But the second one was clearly low. Hit that 5-minute clock. Okay.
Start the 5-minute clock.
Okay, you okay?
Yeah, don't do it again, bro. Come on.
Okay.
You can't cry about
Time
it.
in!
I get it, but you can't cry about it. You got to deal with it.
Time!
Referee Ken Ezzo took charge and was very assertive. Well, you know, we got Sean Porter, two-time world champ. We got another world champ as part of our broadcast team tonight. Jamel Herring, the WBO super featherweight champion of the world, is with us, and a United States Marine Corps member. Jamel, how's it going, my man?
Everything's going good. Everything's going good. Can't complain. Just happy to be on the outside of a ring this time around. Instead of getting, being on the inside. I see Ruiz just got hit with a good low blow. So
we'll get into the boxing, Jamel. But just
is that a good low blow?
That was a good low blow. That was a good one. hey, the first one was on the belt, but he tried to go right back for the same shot, and he just went a tad bit low there, but it happens.
Jamel, obviously we're going to get into the fight. You're going to be with us during the rest of this fight, but just your feelings on being here at West Point as someone who is a proud member of the United States Marine Corps and served our nation.
It's a great honor just to be around veterans and active duty servicemen and women again. So it definitely feels like home. Like it's a comfort zone for me. So I'm just happy to be around fellow supporters and fighters of our country.
Now, Jamel, be honest, you can't walk 5 feet on this campus without seeing beat Navy. I don't see a lot of beat Marines. Army and Marines?
They ain't crazy. I'll leave it at that, shout out to my boy Stephen Nelson, who's an Army veteran himself, but they're not crazy.
I was wondering. I said, nobody cares about the Marines here. They're not tough enough. What's going on? Huh?
No, I wouldn't say that.
Speak up for the Marines. Speak up for them.
I wouldn't say that. Superpower hurrah.
Both guys throwing some leather this round. Ruiz looks upset about the low blows, the good low blows, right, Jamel?
I mean, right, he's going the wrong way. He's a southpaw. He's a bit rangy, but he's going to his left, and he's getting lined up with that right hand. That's not where you want to be at.
A lot of guys fall in love with the power, especially when they're getting knockouts early on in their career, and they lose track of who they should be or could be in the ring. Use your range, use your distance. You got a forearm reach advantage. Use that jab and set up the power. Don't just walk in for it.
But this is why the fundamentals are very important. Ruiz doesn't want to have his back against those ropes either.
Yeah.
Especially with him being so tall, he's standing straight up and he's lining himself up with potentially all overhand right.
Yeah. Bobby's all over the place. He's throwing punches from different angles. Some of them are landing low, which is unfortunate. It could cost him a point at some point. I don't see that being something that's going to stop. I think that's the way he throws his punches, and right now they're landing low. Even that one landed a little low.
Yeah, Momanov's got to be careful because he's doing his best work to the body, but I don't know how much longer Charlie Fitch is going to let him go when these get borderline.
Yeah. My dad would say, Sean, no more body shots, when they're landing low like that.
Yeah, and something that my trainer, Red Spikes, would always say, with a guy like Ruiz who's tall and rangy, he's standing too straight up. He's not, he needs the change levels. What that means is after he makes his attack, he needs to change the center of gravity and slide out on the angle instead of going straight back out. That's how he's getting hit. That's how he's getting hit with those overhand rights.
Yep, I was gonna say the other side of that too is that he pulls straight back. You said he stands straight up, and he also is pulling straight back. There's an overhand right that's just waiting to land on the chin if somebody pulls straight back like that.
Trust me, I know. I get yelled at for sometimes making the same mistakes at times. So it happens.
Interesting too, because each guy has some moments in these rounds.
Yeah.
There's nothing clear cut.
10 seconds to the bell.
Final seconds of round 2 of this scheduled 8-rounder welterweights, live from West Point, Ring City, USA. Ring City, USA from West Point. Go Army, beat Navy all over the campus.
Here.
Army on a little win streak too. They've won 3 of the last 4 in this series with Navy after a long drought. Round number 3 underway. No knockdown so far in the fight. Pretty even fight through the first 2.
And I believe Ruiz is still going in the wrong direction. But Momanov isn't cutting off the ring.
Yeah, he's letting him slide out.
Let's bring in Curran.
Korbajan Momanov, of course, from Kazakhstan. When we think Kazakhstan, we of course think Triple G. And Momanov is actually from the same town and has the same amateur coach as Golovkin. But he told me this week he actually helped Triple G's rival Canelo prepare for their first meeting, which, of course, you remember that was a controversial draw. Momanov told me this week, right now, Kazakhstan is only Triple G. I'm trying to become the next guy. Back to you guys.
Hey, you got to go where the paycheck is, right?
I see Ruiz again try to complain about a low blow, but he needs to focus on what's in front of him. He can't rely on the referee to always step in at times. He has to continue keeping his composure and fighting his fight. You can't worry, you can't do too much complaining because it's going to get you out of your element, out of your game eventually, and you're going to just be off rhythm.
Yep. Bobby's got to cut off the ring, and if and when he's able to do that, then he's going to be able to connect. But another thing I like to see Bobby do is start to feint to the body now. You got him looking for the body shots and or low blows. Now you can open up the head because now you're feinting to the body, and that's what Ruiz is expecting.
Yeah, Ruiz let his hands go. Momanov just kind of leaned against his chest and said, go ahead, hit me.
Good body shot. Good angle right there.
Nice combination by Momanov.
Yeah.
His ability to pivot, meaning Momanov when he gets close, is really becoming a dynamic part of this fight, which is seemingly giving him the advantage this round. He's landing the better shots when they get together.
We call it getting offline. When you get offline, most guys don't expect those fast step overs or those fast pivots. When you get offline, it opens up opportunities for you, and that's what Bobby's
I'll tell you who didn't expect that. Errol Spence when you fought him, Sean, in 2019.
And then the pivot, I like it.
See, right there, Ruiz is walking straight in. He's using his jab and getting out the way. Getting his shots up and getting straight out the way. Momanov also has, you can tell he has an issue of fighting going backwards. So Ruiz needs to focus his jab a lot more and push him backwards. Because when Momanov comes forward, that's when he's dangerous.
Come to the end of round 3, scheduled for 8. Momanov for Ruiz.
Este round todavía estuvo un poco más cerrado, ¿de acuerdo?
Well, Jamel Herring joins us here at ringside, and the WBO Junior Lightweight Champion of the world. And you had a chance just a couple weeks ago to be in the ring and take care of some business.
And business we took care of. Well,
my question, Jamel, is where did this come from? Oh, look at him! Look at him! Where did that come from, man?
It always been there. It always been there. We had a setback with the Okendo fight, especially those who know I was suffering. I went through the whole COVID-19 situation, but my team knew what I was capable of, and we just used all that negative energy and attention that we were getting at the time, and we just used that as fuel in training camp.
There you go. did what you were supposed to do, man. Congratulations.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
You know, sometimes in boxing, Jamel, you can, at least in the terms of the public eye, can only be good as your last performance. And that may have been the case in the close Okendo fight, which you won, but retiring the great Carl Frampton, you can't be in any better position moving forward now.
Oh, yeah. And, you know, sky's the limit right now. So I'm just, you know, enjoying the moment. And I look forward to getting back in there myself.
Do you guys get a sense here in this fight that Momanov is developing a little bit of momentum here?
Yeah, do you see it? He's stepping forward, he's bringing combinations, and then he's stepping around. He's boxing very smart, and he's boxing with a lot of structure right now.
Nice combination by Ruiz, though. Nice combination. He needs to continue backing him up, though. Right there, that's where he doesn't need to be yet.
Eats a left at the end of that.
Right now, he's just following.
Yeah, Ruiz looks lost at times. It's as if he doesn't know yet what role he should play in this fight. He's not jabbing, he's not throwing combinations, more looking to sniper one at a time.
I think a lot of guys don't really understand that when you deliver a punch with power, the end of the shot is where that power is the most effective, and a lot of guys don't really understand range of distance. It seems to be the case with Ruiz.
Tell you one distance he doesn't need to be, Sean, is against the ropes. And while you did maybe question Momanov for not cutting off the ring in the most typical orthodox way with his footwork, more often than not, we're seeing Ruiz's back against the rope, so it is paying off that forward pressure.
Well, you know, in this round, he's not moving the same, and then, you know, the tables have turned a little bit. Now he's going after Bobby.
Yeah, now Momanov is the one boxing.
But he's doing it. He's dictating the pace. He's dictating the fight and where it's going to happen at. He's going to punch when he wants to punch, and I think he's got Ruiz moving to the beat of his drum.
Uppercut inside by Momanov. Momanov just keeps pressing him.
There's a saying, pressure busts pipes.
Just about to say that.
And when you are in somebody's face like that, it does something to you mentally. It breaks you down.
Ahí te va. Si quieres ganar la pinche pelea, tienes que ser más agresivo. Le estás dejando toda la pinche iniciativa al peleador. No venimos a pasearnos, cabrón. Venimos a ganar. Vamos a empujar entonces.
Coming up in our main event, she is a decorated champion in her own right. Jelena Magenovich, 41-10 with 19 knockouts. Turned professional in 2003. She's putting her WBA featherweight title on the line. And she'll be squaring off against Erica Cruz, a member of the Mexican National Guard, with 80 amateur bouts in her background and a two-time Mexican national champion. Sean, speaking of pressure, like we've seen pressure tonight, Cruz, that's going to be part of her game plan.
Going to be a big part of Erica's game plan is going to be pressure. That's kind of just her game in general. But you know, you have Jelena, who has a high work rate. The only way you can be something like that is having an even higher work rate than someone such as Jelena.
All right, second half of the fight underway as we begin round number 5. And how does Steve Smoger have the score?
All right, I've got Momanov winning. I think it would be 3 rounds to 1. Ruiz came on to the last round with nice combinations, and he's shooting some nice shots now. So maybe he's awakened. So competitive fight, guys.
Ruiz with that left uppercut. You heard him with that left uppercut.
Again, another fight that's not easy to score. I have it 3 rounds to 1 as well for Bobby. But Ruiz it almost seems like he's one punch away or one combination away from taking control.
Nice job there by Momanov, stepping around and then landing the right hand.
Well, certainly this round is going to raise Ruiz's confidence. You can tell, Sean, he does believe in his power, and he was able to rock Momanov there. Let's see if he can stay on him and really become the role of the aggressor to try to hurt him once more.
And I think he can do it again. He just has to put them all together. You know, he can't just look for one shot. He has to set his shots up. Stop using the jab more to set it up. He can't just throw it out there. He has to set it up first and start, start creating openings.
I couldn't have said it any better. He's got to use combinations. He's got to use that lead hand. Use the jab. It's going to get Bobby off balance. It's going to prevent Bobby from walking up on you like he's doing right here. You found the uppercut this time, but what happens next time? What happens this time? Let's see. Another overhand again. Yeah. He found it again, but then he got countered with a right hand too. You know, it's almost like he's like he's setting himself up, but willing to take a chance.
Whoa!
That's low.
Come here. 1 point. Low blow.
Charlie Fitch taking a point away. That could be huge.
Good time with this.
Good judge. 1 point. Low blow.
Bobby.
Come on.
Guys, when you consider that Momanov was already hurt early in this round, this could end up being a 2-point swing.
Okay.
Yeah, you are correct, yeah.
You got time here, okay? You got time. There's unintentional low blow. You got time to recover from it, okay? Take your time here.
This one is bad. That one is bad. Jamel, you ever been hit like that?
Yeah, but
let me know when there's 3 minutes left in that 5-minute clock.
Because I just kind of want to spell it out for people. So when you get hit low like that right there, you get the cup kind of pushed up up on you and into you. You know, and it disrupts some things down there, to say the least.
5 minutes I can give you here, okay?
Yeah.
Moro, first time.
I don't mean to laugh in this situation, but because he is actually hurt, and that was a bad.
Okay, I know. You didn't mean it. It's accidental.
Steve Smoger, Charlie Fitch saying it's still a foul. I know it's accidental, but a point rightfully deducted because he did warn him earlier.
Absolutely. Charlie's an excellent ref. He's doing the right thing, giving him the 5-minute max. Now,
thank you.
It's a low blow, but he's got to get up. If he fails to get up, we're in another situation. Because it's unintended. The ruling is unintentional.
Okay.
Unintentional foul.
Right.
Momanov.
He's looking at him. He's like I can't believe you.
Take your time.
Come on, man.
Take your time.
Momanov has had points deducted in 2 of his last 3 fights as well. Remember, he was warned in round number 1 for a low blow.
It started off on the belt line. And those are the low blows that just kind of bother you. What are you doing, man? We're pros. You shouldn't be hitting me there. You know, getting his attention, getting Ruiz's attention. Distracting him and disrupting what he wants to do. And then that one there was very low and very beyond what any professional boxer should be throwing.
Okay, thank you. Okay.
And Ruiz just looked over at his corner, and trainer Manny Robles said,
and
hey,
just
take your time.
Just going with a real hard
now, when you look at it,
giving him a maximum of 5 minutes. We're going to after that 5 minutes because it was accidental. He would lose by TKO if he can't continue after 5 minutes. Just so he knows that.
That's a great job by referee Charlie Fitch, because he went over to Manny Robles and he said because it's accidental, if he can't continue. He told Manny Robles in the corner of Ruiz.
How are you feeling?
Better, but
not ready yet. Okay.
Yeah, let's go. Let's do it.
Walk over there and then just see how you walk. Okay.
Walk.
Got to do the strut.
Yeah, man. Loosen it up. Get ready for war.
Well, we saw Ruiz in the fight already. He's emotional. He wears his heart on his sleeve.
Exactly.
Let's see how this may change the momentum of the fight.
Get ready for war.
What I was going to say was,
back up.
Momanov, now you start to think, should I get away from going to the body because you're in danger of not only losing another point, but potentially getting DQ'd.
Yeah. No, the next one is going to be a DQ.
Oh, see? Yeah.
Yeah, the next one will be.
That's another point. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Step to me, Bobby. Step to me. Step to me. Walk to me. Okay, you're good. Box.
Momanov was down in his last fight in September. Eats a left, it goes down. Ruiz trying to finish him off.
That was a left hand from hell. Ruiz fired up.
Good lock up. Bobby's got to move, and then he's got to find a way to lock up Ruiz. Either move, be slippery, or grab him. You got to survive. Survival mode. He survived. What a swing that was.
That was a lot of frustration in that left hand.
Ya cayó la izquierda por
What is that? That's like a 7-6 round.
Yeah. 10-7 round.
All right, a lot of drama in round number 5. First, Momanov gets penalized for a low blow. Right there, referee Charlie Fitch steps in and he gives Ruiz as much time as he needs within the 5 minutes. And then right out comes out flying and watch this left hand.
I said get ready for war, but boom.
Momanov was going straight back and Ruiz, boom, right on the button.
Extended the hands.
Yep.
Brought the hands away from the face. That's your protection. That's your shield. He didn't have a shield.
And the weight almost landed on his back foot.
The best part about it was Bobby's head didn't hit the canvas, and so I think he's much more alive than we would expect him to be.
You can see right now he's still getting his leg. Still collecting himself right here.
I gotta imagine the corner saying, "Hey, stay away from him. Create some space and some distance."
Shake the cobwebs.
Yeah, man.
You know, it sounds crass, but that might be the best thing that happened to Ruiz. Getting woken up like that. He is an emotional fighter. Maybe that's not always the preferred way, but when he's peaking, when he's putting it all into it, you saw his full potential there.
Let's check in with Kern.
Here in the blue corner with Manny Robles. Manny, what did Ruiz find in that last round to get that big knockdown?
I think it was a low blow. He was tired of getting hit low. Levántalo!
He got hit low in round 1 and again in round 5. What did you tell your fighter?
I must have counted about 6-7 low blows already. But I told him to stay calm and collected, let the referee do his job. And just stick to the fight. Keep being aggressive, but stay compact, stay tight, cut off the ring, work behind the jab, attack the body.
You used to train his opponent Momanov. How is that helping your game plan right
because
now?
I know how dirty he is. I knew that he did the same thing. He did the same thing in the gym. Low blows, and then he apologizes, but he does it on purpose. So,
Manny, thank you.
You got it.
Manny made it sound like that's why he's not training Bobby anymore. He does that in the gym. I couldn't handle it anymore.
And then he apologizes.
Some significant swelling around the right eye.
And you know what you said, Jamel? You said, I don't think Bobby can fight moving backwards. And that's when he got caught with the overhand left, was moving backwards.
You gotta exit out of the angle. Like you said, he went straight backwards.
Momanov trying to put together some offense.
And again, you're noticing that he's going up top. He's not going to the body as he once was throughout the whole entire fight because of the punch production.
And the few body punches that he did throw were straight. And that would be my advice. If you throw a body shot, throw a straight body shot. Don't throw a looping one that can be caught on the belt. Big right hand there by Bobby as well.
Momanov doesn't look nearly as sturdy here in round 6.
Ruiz doesn't take the full advantage. So he's backing himself up against the ropes game where he doesn't need to be at. He needs to set him up again with the jab and create those shots again.
Pretty decent stabilizing round from Momanov after getting dropped. Goes back and eats a left. Almost ducked into another one.
I think Ruiz might have got the round with that last flurry.
Did he steal that?
I think so.
Yeah.
Not on mine.
Ahorita me lo volviste a tocar al último, Ángel.
There's like
Me lo volviste a tocar,
15
padre.
scorecards in
Me
here,
lo
which is
volviste a
pretty cool.
lastimar.
Everybody's got their own scorecard.
Vamos, alegre. Yo le hago usted alegre. Tenle fe a ese upper de izquierda. Tenle fe a ese. ¿Cómo te sientes? ¿Te sientes bien? Tenle fe a ese upper de izquierda. ¿Ya? Upper de izquierda y gancho derecho en corto. Por favor, hágalo. ¿Entendió? ¿Sale?
Then you let it punch. Okay? Keep your hands up. Don't stay there. Relax. Remember? Hey, Bobby. 2 more rounds. Remember, don't stay there. Okay. Punch, hands up. Okay. Okay? You punch in the zone. Yes. No. Punch. Okay. Don't go to the body too much, okay? Okay? Don't go to the body too much, okay? Relax. Keep your breath. Guys. No. Come on. Close fight.
Yeah, it really is. And you think about that 3-point round for Ruiz, where Momanov had a point deducted in round 5 and knocked down Momanov to make it at least a 10-7 round. So intriguing scoring, because Momanov had his moments in rounds 2, 3, and 4. Let's bring in Steve Smoger for his thoughts.
That was the key, gentlemen. That 7-point, that 10-7, that 3-point round was the turning point. I have Ruiz ahead by 1 point going into the final 2 rounds. Very close, very interesting.
Something to note here, Momanov was actually down in his last fight, September of 2020, against Vahanak Tamrazian in Russia. Got off the canvas, rallied back, scored a majority decision.
Momanov goes down again.
Gun line, boss.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Step to me, Bobby. Walk to me. Let me see your gloves. Let me see your gloves. Hold your gloves up.
Bobby backed up on himself. Bobby's got to move. He had the right game plan in this round, the right strategy, but he's going to get caught with a big punch from pulling straight back.
Break.
Hey, sometimes you got to do what you got to do.
Slip. Let's keep it clean. I'll talk to him. Let's see your gloves.
And I had him winning this round prior to the knockdown.
Don't tackle him. Clean. Box.
Still plenty of time to go in the round.
And I like that Ruiz isn't jumping straight in, because that'll lead him to get grabbed and buy Momanov some more time. But he does need to use the jab and set the punches again.
The sounds of these punches are pretty loud too.
Good body shot.
Offense to defense. Where's the defense? These guys are slugging. Nobody's is responsible on defense aside from moving.
Everything's on the line right now.
Yeah, I'm not here to complain about that, Sean. Just my 2 cents.
Everything's on the line right now.
My whole thing is you got to separate yourself from the other guy. If all I can do is use my feet and move, but I'm moving straight back, where's my left move, my head movement side to side after I punch and land? It's like you landed and you give it all right back. And you stand right there in line.
Break! Step back!
Good body shots in there from Momanov.
10 seconds to the bell.
That's a big story in this round. Momanov down again.
That left hand is dangerous.
There's some pop in that left hand.
Ruiz got the dangerous left hand.
Pop in that left hand.
¿Es a 8 o 10?
Es a 8, es a 8. Es el último round. Y se lo podemos noquear, lo noqueamos. Pero sin desesperar. No me abandone la defensa, por favor.
Don't neglect your defense.
Esa es suya.
This one's yours.
Ahora después, cabrón. La quiere, vamos por ella entonces.
You want it, you gotta
Con
go get it.
inteligencia. Con inteligencia, niño.
With intelligence.
Al aire.
You gotta be smart. Take a deep
Al
breath.
aire.
Take a deep
Téngase
breath.
fe.
Here's Ruiz's left hand that landed and put Bobby back on the floor again. I need to see how this one landed. They're like an overhand left, or like a looping hook right there. We'll see it one more time. And it's right on the chin. Boom, right on the chin. You can teach it, but you can't teach it to be that crisp. and it's crisp when it lands.
Okay.
8th and final round. Mentioned Ruiz had never been past 6 before this one.
Great instructions from Coach Manny Robles. We told him to go out there and take it, but be smart.
Yeah.
Don't neglect your defense, because we all know that Momanov is coming now. As you can see, he's coming, because he probably feels that he's down. This is where he doesn't need to be at, though.
Yeah.
He needs to slide over.
There's the slide over. You like that one?
No, not that. No. I'm talking about when Ruiz needs to slide over from the ropes.
Yeah. Don't stay there. It's almost like pacing himself is laying on the ropes and covering up, and it's just not good. Yeah, you saw that real good too.
Momanov having success, though, pushing him to the corner.
Momanov just missed with his own left.
Get back on the stick. That's what he needs to get back to. Get back on the stick. But I like what I see from Momanov. He's coming. He's putting the pressure on.
Double left from Ruiz.
Nice uppercut. Good body.
Shoe shot. The Ruiz shoe shot. I like that. I think
Momanov was a bit gassed out, but he's still throwing though.
Look at this. Wow, this is good work.
Momanov just letting his hands go. Not as much speed as earlier, but he's carrying this round.
Ruiz looking for one shot. That's the problem right now. Again, he needs to set it up.
If Ruiz is not going to hold or get out of the way, Jamal, he's going to be in line of fire.
Oh, yeah. He needs to be 1 minute left. He needs to play smart. Just cruise the victory at this point.
Momanov's problem is he's been dropped twice, good short left by Momanov, and he's had a point deducted for a low blow. So,
well, let me speak to this. Ruiz did not do what Manny Robles told him to do. Be smart, use your jab, and just keep working. That's what you should have done. That's not lay on the ropes, not get hit. Because guess what? I won this fight, but I still suffer some injuries from taking unnecessary punishment.
And you can see it. You can see it from his posture that he's looking for that left uppercut. He'll pause in between, cock the left hand back, and just look for that left uppercut. He should just be boxing and playing it smart.
he did the opposite of what Manny Robles did.
Complete opposite.
Give Momanov a lot of credit. Dropped twice and just fired away.
Good fight. Really good fight.
That's the kind of fight you want to see at West Point. Man, it was fun. How did the judges score? Ruiz dropping Momanov twice in this 8-round bout. On Peacock, Mr. Mercedes, Season 3 is streaming exclusively on Peacock. Don't miss the next thrilling chapter in the story based on Stephen King's trilogy. Stream the gripping cat and mouse chase today. Go to peacocktv.com to sign up. Gorgeous look at the campus here at West Point. And the parade and the cadets and the West Point men's and women's boxing team having a chance to soak in the first ever live professional boxing match here on campus at Hale Gymnasium. A historic night, and we are set for the decision as we send it up to the ring. And Lupe Contreras. Lupe ready to go? Lupe's got the cards, checking them out, and now Lupe's got the decision.
After going the distance here inside of Hayes Gymnasium, At the United States Military Academy at West Point, we go to the scorecard to determine a winner. Judge Pierce scores the bout 75-74, and judges Marlinsky and Ezzo turn in identical scorecards of 76-73, both in favor of the winner by way of unanimous decision. Straight out of TJ, Ángel El Relámpago Ruiz.
I'm back, baby. Thanks to God. Thanks to my coach, Manny Robles. We work hard every day. Every day, every fucking day, guys. Thanks to the all fans. This guy, he's a warrior.
We apologize for the language of Ángel Ruiz. He's all fired up about the win. He dropped Momanov in round 5, and Momanov had a point deducted because of a low blow in the 5th round. So that was a 10-7 round. And then Ruiz dropped Momanov again in round number 7. You see the judges' scorecards, and you know the knockdowns and the point deduction. That's the big swing.
Yeah, crucial, very crucial.
And let's give Ruiz credit for flipping the script. Knocked out in his last fight, the long layoff, the slow start to this one. But when he needed to find that surge, boy, did he find it with that big left hand.
Ángel Ruiz improves to 17-1. He's with Curran.
Ángel, you had the low blow in round 1 and round 5. You came back to get the knockdowns. What was your key to victory in this fight? Tell me in that mic over here.
Oh my God, this guy is strong. All the time, Kazakhstan, Mexicans, it's a war. All the time. I just want to say thanks to my coach, Manny. I'm blessed because I have a great corner. I have my team like Manny Robles and Matias, my exertion conditioning, and my other coach, Estrellita. I just want to say thanks to every fan, thanks to this part, to the military, and this is a great opportunity. I'm back, baby.
And let's bring in Manny, your coach. Yes. So Manny, a lot happened in that fight. There was
sure did.
The low blows, the knockdowns. We're gonna take you through it.
Yes.
We're gonna look at the highlights. Take us through what you see here, Manny.
Go ahead.
So of course it started with the low blows. Manny, what do you see here?
Well, I see a low blow, and it was a clear one. And I spoke to the ref about it before the fight. Nice. We worked on that backhand a lot in the gym, and there it went. So he's a warrior. He's a warrior. Bobby's a warrior. Kazakhstan undefeated fighter. There he goes again with the backhand. And what?
Ruiz. I'm back, baby. He was giving me seconds all the time.
Relax. Listen.
Angel, you made the difficult decision to leave your father after your KO loss and join Manny Robles.
Yeah.
Does this fight prove that you made the right decision?
Yes, of course. You can see the fight. Look at me. I'm better. I'm better right now. I did too many things, too many things.
But too much work.
Yeah, too much work. We was working for a lot of time. How many months?
6-7 months,
yeah,
approximately.
6-7 months.
Look, the work isn't done. Obviously, he hadn't fought in well over a year. We took up on a tough task because we wanted an opportunity. We're knocking on doors here and there with different promoters, and thank God, Ring City gave us the opportunity. And this is a big, huge stage. So I couldn't be more thankful for the opportunity. Thank you, Sam. Thank you, Ring City USA, for the opportunity. NBC Sports. Sorry, NBC Sports. And here we are, and here's Angel once again. Hopefully we'll be back on the big stage.
Manny, congratulations and thank you. Angel,
thank you.
Congratulations and thank you.
Thank you so much.
No, I just want to say thanks to these guys. Thank you, guys. I love you. I want more opportunity like this.
You got it. Let's go.
Thank you.
Here's an interesting thing on the judges' scorecards. Momanov was up on all 3 cards through the first 4 rounds. He was pitching a shutout on one card, was up by 2 on the others, but then there was the low blow and the knockdown in round 5 and the knockdown in round 7, and that flipped the cards in favor of Ruiz, and that's why he came up with the victory. Jelena Magenovich is a decorated champion at 38 years of age. She'll put her WBA featherweight championship on the line. She's made 5 successful defenses. Erica Cruz of Mexico is waiting in the wings. Our main event coming up next. Back at West Point for the first time ever, live professional boxing at the United States Military Academy. A gorgeous look on this Thursday evening, and what a night we have here inside the Hayes Gymnasium for Ring City, USA, with the cadet boxing team, the men's and women's team on hand to watch this historic evening. And we've seen a lot of action. Showtime Sean Porter so far tonight, but now we're getting set for tonight's main event, and Jelena Magenovich putting her title on the line against Erica Cruz in what should be a really action fight.
Everyone heated up the ring for this main event. We got Jelena Magenovich. We saw her in December, fought very emotionally. I'm very curious to see what Jelena we get tonight. Yeah, Jelena is ready to go. She feels that that was not her best performance at 38 years of age. She feels like she's got her house in order. Her longtime trainer had suffered cardiac arrest, but now she's working with Jonathan Banks, and she feels that everything in her corner is working in synchronicity.
This camp has been amazing. We've been working really hard. You know, last camp we saw a lot of adversity and challenges. I feel like you're going to see a new version of Jelena, a new version of myself, and you know, you'll have the old me. Obviously, we can't get rid of that, but you'll have a little bit of you know, of the Jonathan Banks training camp flair on it. He absolutely, and what I went through absolutely has created me and curated me for this moment here today. And right now, everything moving forward is a melting pot of a little bit of everything.
So last time we saw you on Ring City, you were fighting a tough young Mexican fighter in Aranda Paula Torres. And this time on Ring City, you're fighting a young, hungry Mexican fighter in Erica Cruz. So what do you expect to see in this fight?
You know, I expect a great fight. I expect action. You know, I expect a warrior who comes forward. She comes in a lot with her head, southpaw, which makes it a little bit different, different angles. Hopefully, stylistically, we match up for a great fight. If not, you know, let's beat her up and knock her out.
Magenovich is 38 years of age, hails from Canada, 41 wins as a professional, coming off that win in December on Ring City, USA, in which, by her own admission, wasn't her best performance. Sean, let's go through the DNA of what makes Magenovich a champion.
When we saw her in December, it was emotional fighting. Hearing her speak the other day, she says, I love boxing. I love boxing. Her DNA is her heart. She says, I love being a technician in the ring. I love being able to and will impose my strategy on my opponent. I love being able to get my opponent off balance and then capitalize. She's going to look to be a ring general tonight against Erica Cruz. That means controlling the ring, controlling the distance, using her jab, knowing when to move and then knowing when to come at her. And then the thing I love most about Jelena is she is not going to back down from anyone. She's going to take some punches tonight, but the thing about Jelena is every time she takes a punch, she's coming right back. We see it right here. She's going to fight all night.
She puts her title on the line. Now, Erica Cruz has a strong amateur background, limited as a professional. How about this? Jelena won her first world title in 2005. Erica Cruz was 15 and a half years of age when that happened.
There you go.
Well, we talked about the corner of Jelena Magenovich. Well, also, Erica Cruz has some corner issues as well. Her father, Guillermo, who trains her, could not make the trip, but Erica is ready to press forward.
Pues difícil porque estoy acostumbrada a estar con él, a que él es pues quien me maneja vendaje, guantes, todo, pero pues yo ya tengo, o sea, el trabajo ya está hecho en el gimnasio. Somos un gran equipo, entonces voy a ser asistida por el profesor Raúl Juárez, entonces pues no creo que haya ningún problema. Él no está conmigo en presencia, pero sí está de corazón. Él sabe que voy a hacer lo que tengo que hacer y ganando el título, ese título es para él.
You're on the main event on Ring City, USA. It's going to be broadcast on NBC Sports. There's going to be a lot of eyeballs. Is this the most important moment of your career?
Sí, es la pelea más grande de mi carrera, la más importante. Y pues el que tanta gente me esté viendo, pues quizás es motivacional, pero pues en el momento de la pelea, pues yo creo que no piensa uno en nada. En el ring solamente vamos a estar dos. Y pues, ¿qué más para que la gente vea, la gente que duda de nuestro trabajo pueda ver que sí lo podemos hacer?
Cruz, 30 years of age, 12 wins as a pro, a member of the Mexican National Guard. She gets up in the morning, does her road work, goes to her office job, and then the gym, and then back at home. What about her DNA as a fighter?
La Dinamita. She is dynamite. She's bringing the dynamite tonight. Erica Cruz has got some power. She's only got 3 knockouts, but she's got some power. If she can land a hook, she may be able to disrupt with everything that Jelena wants to do tonight. The right hook is her favorite punch. She's a machine. She's going to be coming at Jelena all night. She knows that her youth is what she's going to have to capitalize on, and that means working all night. And the thing I like most about Erica Cruz in this fight is she's a southpaw. Guess what? Jelena hasn't been in the ring with a southpaw since 2007. It's been a little while. I don't know how comfortable she is in the ring against a southpaw. And again, her Erica being able to throw that right hook and line up a right hook, it could be the punch for her tonight.
Yeah, that's 4 commander-in-chiefs ago here in the United States. The last time that Jelena squared off against a southpaw. Erica Cruz ready to go, going through her final preparations. 2011 silver medalist at the Pan American Games. She said that gave her the confidence to become a professional boxer. She's going to be in her toughest test of his career. She takes on world champion Jelena Magenovich. All coming up next from the campus of West Point. You're on Ring City, USA on NBC Sports Network.
Nothing else left to lose, so I'm coming up straight by you. I'm returning the favor, not pay your dues. 'Cause I'm fearless, fearless, fearless. Yeah, I'm fearless, fearless, fearless. Come on, take this. I'm colorful with a bruise. I got nothing else left to lose, so I'm coming up straight by you. I'm returning the favor, not pay your dues. 'Cause I'm fearless, fearless, fearless. Yeah, I'm fearless, fearless, fearless. Come on, take this, baby, I'm reckless. Yeah, I'm fearless. And you're never gonna break me, never gonna shake me down.
From inside Hayes Gymnasium on the campus of the United States Military Academy at West Point, ladies and gentlemen, prepare to be entertained. This is the main event. Entering the ring, Erica Cruz.
February the 20th, ending a 17-month layoff. Suffered a cut on her right eyebrow and a clash of heads. Won an 8-round unanimous decision.
Across the ring, Jelena Magenovich.
Decorated world champion. Can she keep her WBA featherweight championship tonight here at West Point? We're all set for the main event. Let's take a look at the tail of the tape for Jelena Magenovich and Erica Cruz. You see Magenovich, 38 years of age. Sean, what jumps out at you here?
Well, you know what? Jelena has to use her reach and her height in order to beat Erica Cruz. She's going to be fending her off all night.
Now for the formal introductions. Here's Lupe Contreras.
This is Ring City, USA, anyone, anytime, anywhere. Presented in association with Bash Boxing. This bout, 10 rounds on the line. The WBA Featherweight Championship of the World. Our judges scoring at ringside are John Basile, Glenn Feldman, and Robin Taylor. At the sound of the bell, the man in charge of the ring, veteran referee Benji Esteves Jr. Presenting first, the challenger. Fighting out of the blue corner, she enters wearing black with gold trim on the scale. She weighed in at an official 125 3/4 pounds. Tonight, in her 14th professional bout, this two-time Mexican national champion makes her first attempt at the world title with an outstanding record of 12 victories against 1 lone defeat, 3 of those victories coming by way of KO. Representando a la Ciudad de México, DF, Erika Dinamita Cruz. Across the ring, the red corner, the defending world champion, wearing black with red trim, her official weight, 125 1/4 pounds. In 53 pro bouts, she maintains an outstanding record of 41 victories against 10 losses, 2 draws, 19 of those victories coming by way of KO. Tonight, this 3-division world champion is making the 6th defense of her WBA featherweight title. Fighting out of Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, Jelena Magenovich.
Which way are you facing?
Cross. You hearing Matt? Yeah, you lost him? I lost him. Let's do it.
Jelena, Erica, ya recibí tus instrucciones. You already received your instructions. Dame una pelea limpia. Give me a clean fight. Obedece todo el tiempo y protégete todo el tiempo. Protect yourself at all times. One chance, buena suerte.
So we're set for tonight's main event with Jelena Magenovich and Erica Cruz, and we're going to bring it to you commercial free on this historic night. First ever live professional boxing match being contested on the campus of West Point.
Guys, the story of this fight is quite simple. If the Jelena of old shows up, she's probably too experienced and too skilled not to defend her title. But if it's instead an old Jelena at 38, Cruz might have the motor and aggression to pull another upset on Ring City.
Jelena went right at her.
Right off the bat, right off the bat. She got to keep that left hand up. She's got tagged with a good right hook.
Magenovich
Sube los golpes.
has gone 8 straight without a stoppage.
You see, right there, like Jelena, you got a good jab, and she's pumping her jab, and then randomly throws a wide body shot from the outside. That doesn't.
She's reaching.
Yeah.
Oh, she's leaning over that front, that lead foot. She's reaching. That's how she's getting caught with the counters, leaving herself susceptible to get hit with those hooks.
Yeah.
Let her go, let her go, let her go.
Bad headbutt there.
Suelta la cabeza. Suelta la cabeza.
Would you say, Sean, that Jamel, that Cruz is a little wide with these punches?
Yeah, I mean, I expected that coming in. She definitely throws a wide right hook, and but she's holding on to it a little bit. But her other punches, they're straight, but they're still a little loopy as well. So, but they're landing. Just
they're wide, but she's finding her mark every time with the right hook.
Yeah.
Let go.
Yeah. You know, and coming in, I watched her fight, so she really favors her right hook. It's going to go to the body like it did there, and then it's going to come back to the top.
Cruz is finishing many of these combinations with that really nice left cross.
Remember, in women's boxing, 2-minute rounds.
10 segundos.
Round number 1 in the books. Looks like another clash of heads that bothered Cruz.
Yeah. It's an interesting first round.
Agüita. ¿Está bien? Supérese.
Take a deep breath. You got this. You work too hard for this. Come on, man. Don't mess this up, okay? Just go boxing. You don't got to slug. Just box it.
That was so bad.
Don't worry about that. That's over with. You can't nothing you can do about it now. Just box it now. That's all you got to do is going forward is box. Circle to your left, box. Use that jump.
Right here, here's the first headbutt was right there. It was really quick, and both women felt it, but Cruz was the one who was really affected by it. I love what I heard Jonathan say. He said, hey, don't mess this up. Just use your boxing ability. Just jab. Just work.
And respect to Magenovich for, she's seen that she's making mistakes in it, but like you pointed out, she has a good trainer in Jonathan Banks, and he told her just to, that round is over. That's in the past now. Let's just focus on moving on and correcting our mistakes. One thing I would like to see her do, though, is start implementing feints, because Cruz is clearly strong on the counter. So every time that Jelena throws, Cruz is coming back with 2 or 3 shots, as you see right there. But if Jelena starts using feints and baiting her in, she can actually be more effective with her own attack.
Another headbutt. That's now 2 headbutts already in the second round. Head clashes.
Problem for Jelena is they're coming each time she's the one trying to take the fight to Cruz, and Jelena's not landing anything when she's doing that outside of the headbutt. She's typically getting countered clean, which goes back to Jonathan Banks' advice of create distance, box, try to use your skill and experience from the outside rather than just trying to force things.
Both go to the body with some success.
Jamel, I appreciate you saying use a feint. I believe so wholeheartedly in feinting. Freddie Roach told me a long time ago that feinting is a lost art. Guys don't do it anymore, and that goes the same for women. He said guys, but he meant all boxers. It's just something that a lot of boxers don't do. It would work in this instant for both women actually.
I feel that the basic fundamentals can make the fight a lot easier.
End of round 2.
got you. Let me go. Go ahead and get it from this side. Sure. Yeah. That was round too close.
Well, it's the all-new Jurassic World Velacoaster, the apex predator of coasters. It's opening June the 10th only at Universal Orlando Studio. The training gym upstairs here at the Hayes Gymnasium on the campus of West Point.
Deep breath, and deep, let it out slow. You trained too hard for this. You did too much for this. Come on. Back to boxing, just keep it a boxing match. Anybody can stand in the middle of the ring and start throwing punches, keep it a boxing match, all right?
Sit down a little bit.
Abajo, arriba, abajo, arriba.
Take her down.
Go high. Go low, go high.
My corner clean.
Round 3 begins. 10-round WBA featherweight championship on the line as Jelena Magenovich puts her title on the line against Erica Cruz.
Suéltala, suéltala, let her go, let her go, let her
Sean,
go.
this might be a bit of armchair psychology, but do you get the feeling watching that interaction between Jelena and trainer Jonathan Banks that she's fighting herself in some ways?
I'm going to tell you this. I don't know what armchair, what?
Psychology.
Psychology.
Get off her head.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. That sense of urgency. I felt that you're only 2 rounds in, but he knows I got to grab her now because if I don't, she's going to lose control, lose herself.
Cut right eye for the champ, Magenovich.
I hate to say it, but as expected, you know, we know that she does get cut. She bleeds through her matches.
I feel like she's not listening to her instructions she's just given. He told her that anybody can go out there and just throw punches and make it to a brawl. But the art of it is just boxing. And that's where her strength is at, is boxing. It's like she's trying to fight with Cruz.
Go straight down the middle.
Very
Punch
strong
straight down the
counter
middle.
jabs from Cruz this round, catching Jelena on the way in each time.
Keep moving her head. Keep moving her head. There
And
you
the
go.
interesting thing
Hands
about
up.
Cruz, she doesn't throw crisp combinations, but they land.
Hey, breathe. No punching.
Back to that jab. Sit down a bit. Sit down. Yep.
Good body shot.
Get off her head, get off her head, get off her head. Stay off the
Now
head.
breathe.
Come on.
Get on that jab. Yep.
Hands up.
Don't load up. Don't load up.
This is not the start the champ would have wanted.
No. No, these rounds go by fast at 2 minutes a pop.
Time.
End of round 3. Cruz, the sharper of the 2.
Cierra los ojos, cierra los ojos.
Listen, you gotta go back to boxing, okay? That's all I need you to do is box this girl. She's hurt and she's tired too. Just box her, okay? Use that jab, smack her with that left hook, okay? You don't gotta walk her down and try to brawl with her. Just box her, okay? Jelena, tell me you hear me.
I hear you. Don't.
Don't brawl, just move and box.
See the body language there?
Let's take a look right here.
Seconds out.
Looked like a punch that opened up that cut. I asked referee Benji Esteves, he said clash of heads. Round 4 underway.
Well, you did see that internal struggle there for Jelena Magenovich. Here's the advice. She knows it's the right advice. This round to start, at the very least, you're seeing that stiff jab.
All right, let's check in with our Hall of Fame referee, who is our unofficial scorekeeper, Steve Smoger.
Gentlemen, I have it 3 round 0.
Yeah, I have it 3 rounds to 0 as well.
I agree.
I'm assuming he's saying Cruz.
Cruz.
Yeah, she's working. She's landing. Yeah,
starting her fight. Though this round, Jelena is boxing a little bit better than, than the previous rounds. So she's actually listening to her opponent now, which I really like.
Well, she's got the experience, Jamel. She's got the technique. That right cross that she caught Cruz on the way in was perfect. If she can command distance, this can be a completely different fight.
Back to back.
Good work by Cruz. And Cruz puts her punches together.
I got to tell you some amazing combinations from Cruz, and I know that it's going to pull Jelena right back in to her fighting style, what she wants to do.
Stop holding.
And look right there, like she was looking to her corner for some advice or help just a second ago.
Top rating notwithstanding, let's not forget, Jelena Magenovich is 38.
Cruz, those are great rounds, especially for Cruz.
Sharp combinations.
One up. It doesn't matter. One up. Thanks. You gotta come down, all right?
Jelena, you're giving this fight away.
Well, we saw Amanda Serrano last time we were in action on Ring City, USA.
You understand that? You're giving it away, okay? You're not moving the boxing. You're standing there slugging
pretty
with
closely.
Amanda Serrano is watching the fights tonight. She said, "It's time to watch my future opponent." She also said, "May the best girl win. I want the best one." So in Amanda's mind, the winner of this fight is going to be her next opponent.
This is the fifth round.
Let's hope the fight happens.
It's half the fight left. You got to use your jab and your movement, your footwork.
Gotta say, Amanda Serrano against either one of these women, and it's bound to be a
You got
classic.
to use your footwork, okay? You got to use your footwork. Okay? Stop falling in. Stop punching over your feet. Use your 1-2s down the middle.
Honesty,
Go to
from
the
what
left.
we've seen
Stop
so
going
far,
to the right.
what
Go
we
to the
saw
left.
out of Amanda Serrano, would it be a classic or would it be a pretty easy fight for Amanda Serrano right now from what you're saying?
I think right now you would have to favor Amanda in between any of the two right now. Amanda is just so well put together. She's more technical and she has power.
I mean, look, real talk. If the Jelena from December or the Jelena from tonight so far would show up, that's a one-sided fight for Amanda.
That is a one-sided fight. I do believe that Cruz could not give her problems, but just make it a really good fight. It'll be a hard fight for Amanda. Not a hard fight for Amanda, but I think it'll be a tough night for both women.
Hey, we're not done when the fights are done, because make sure you join us on Twitch as we bring you inside the ropes.
Also looks like Cruz is bleeding behind the ear. Wow, there's that right hook. And then again, she's gonna end with the right hook every time.
I think that's Jelena's blood from all the clinching they've been doing.
It's on the waistline.
You could see the frustration. You saw it in between rounds as far as Magenovich was concerned. She knows that she's not doing what she needs to do. And again, not to harp on the age factor, but there is there's a shelf life, there's an expiration date for every professional athlete.
And I gotta tell you, I think that she's acknowledging that she can't operate the way that she used to. And I think that it's starting to set in on her now.
I mean, she's in trouble right now. Let's be very honest right now. She's down on the scorecards most likely. The more she rolls with Cruz, the more she gets in trouble, and her face is wearing the damage.
Her face, and it shows like she's showing like she's in pain and grimacing with every shot that's being landed.
Oh, good combination by Cruz. And then a straight left.
That was a great straight left. A little dip just to bring Jelena's eyes down, and then she came with a straight left. That was nice.
And Red Spike says she's changing levels. Changing levels.
Yeah, as we said, up and down.
Up and down.
Yeah.
10 seconds, 10 segundos.
Up to the end of round number 5. All Erica Cruz.
¿Dónde? ¿Quién te dio el protector? ¿El protector dónde está?
How do you feel? How do you feel your eyes?
Se trabó. Ya.
Did it get stuck?
Echa la agüita.
Put a little water on it.
Jala aire, jala aire.
Breathe deep.
Eso.
That's it. That's it.
No, you need every last one of them. I need you to win these big, okay? All this hard work and sacrifice ain't for nothing. Let's go. Put your head in the game inside. Let's go about. That's your job as the box, right? The boxing.
We watch the work of Erica Cruz and just pressuring Jelena Magenovich over and over again.
Mixing it up. I saw the left hand a lot more than I expected to see it, but up and down. She's listening to her corner, and Jelena Magenovich is not.
And I just like how Cruz is letting her hands go. Like her combinations, though a little bit wide, they're landing and they're landing clean.
It's not easy. It's not an easy thing to do.
Getting round number 6. Again, Magenovich's WBA featherweight title is on the line.
Another thing that I saw from Cruz when I watched her, she's a smart fighter. I think now she knows that she's in control. You're going to see moments where she's going to push forward, but then you're going to see moments where she steps back and uses the ring and moves.
Jelena looks there to be hit at the moment. The problem with Jonathan Banks' advice is if Jelena doesn't start taking it soon, the advice is going to have to change because she's going to need a knockout.
I think Cruz is also reading Jelena a lot easier now because if you look, she's throwing the same combination over and over. It's a simple 1-2, and then Cruz, like you guys know, she'll dip and come back with her own combination just like she did right there.
Yep.
Every time.
She ended it with a perfect left hand.
And Jelena's keeping her head on the line, but she's being lined up with that for that left hand.
Where's the duck? Give me the duck.
That was a headbutt.
Give me the duck.
Did you
I
see
know.
it?
So, where's the duck? Stay right here. Check her out, duck.
It's fine. I can see.
I'm here, Mike.
Hey, you want to continue?
It was a headbutt, though.
Do you want to continue?
I think it's okay. Yeah.
All right. Let's go.
Even if it was a headbutt, it was accidental. If this fight was to be stopped, it didn't make a difference at this point as Cruz just continues to pound away.
Cruz is not going to slow down. This fight will be stopped. This is the 6th round. This fight will not go the distance.
That was a pause, Sean. She said she wanted to continue, but that pause, you could hear it.
You heard it from this distance.
Yeah, I feel like she's being defeated mentally more than anything at this point.
And she's lobbying the ref too about the headbutt.
Kind of what Smoger said earlier about the kid that got knocked out and blamed it on getting hit in the back of the head, looking for a way out.
Can we just reiterate, no such thing as a B-side in Ring City, USA.
Yeah.
You enter the city limits here. It's a fight.
You know, the main event tonight was supposed to be a heavyweight showdown between Jermaine Franklin and Stephen Shaw. Franklin tested positive for COVID-19. Kern is with Stephen Shaw.
Stephen, so we know you were supposed to be the headliner today. That wasn't possible. Do you still want to fight Jermaine Franklin?
Fight anybody.
You're fighting here at West Point. We can see the cadets here. What do you think about fighting? What do you think about being at this venue and watching these fights?
It's great. You know what I mean? The whole camaraderie of the Army and the military. You know what I mean? It brings out that excitement. You know, make everybody come out here and perform their best. And I'm just enjoying the festivities.
We know that you really wanted this fight with Franklin. When do you think we'll see you in there again?
As soon as possible. I'm going back to the gym Monday, staying in the gym. You know, this just make me go even harder, man.
Stephen, thank you so much.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Shaw 14-0 with 10 knockouts. Franklin 20-0 with 13 knockouts. We were looking forward to that as tonight's main event.
I'm good friends with Shaw. I kind of kept up with him through his camp, you know, just kind of giving him good encouragement. And when I found out that his fight fell out, it kind of hurt me. I said, hey, man, stay in the gym, stay focused. That's the only thing you can do.
That's it. We're going to the scorecard. We're going to the scorecard.
That's not fair. I can see. Benji.
We're going to the scorecards.
Esteves is
Accidental
stepping in.
butt. Go to the scorecards, Matt. Quédate aquí. Score the round.
Come on. 4. 3.
Okay.
Steve Smoger, accidental butt, a lot of blood for Magenovich. Explain to the audience what the referee meant by score the round as well.
You score the partial round, they will go to the cards because it's an accidental headbutt, and who's ever ahead on the cards will be declared the winner. And Benji saw enough. He's concerned about Jelina's eye, and he's explaining that to her. He's a veteran, and he's one of the best. So he's doing absolutely the right thing. He doesn't want to see any more damage. I think we saw Jelena turn 38 tonight, guys.
Yeah, I agree with Benji. I know him. He's reffed my fights before. A very good ref. I think he knows exactly what he's seeing. He's seeing Jelena, again, like you said, Smoger, kind of aging right in front of us. And there's no need for her to take this kind of punishment.
And remember, Jelena's 38. She turns 39 on June the 24th.
Right.
And you understand, obviously, Jelena wanting to fight, but also even bigger than that. If this fight goes to the scorecards, which it is, there's going to be a new champion. We know that already.
Yeah, and I think she knows that as well.
This is not fair. I can totally.
Let it go. You got it.
Probably, yeah, she needs a couple sips there. Yeah, she's going to need some. I know. Relájate.
There was a clash of heads earlier in the fight. Cruz got cut
It's all
in the
about safety
hairline.
first. Everything. Safety over everything. That's why I'm not complaining. I'm looking at your head right now. I hate that it's out there, but I can't complain about it because I understand it.
Boy, that's some real talk by Jonathan Banks. And I can't argue this.
Yeah.
Basically, he's saying you're a mess at this point.
Yeah. And that, what do you think that's going to do? That's going to cause friction within the team because you don't want to be told you can't do what you want to do. No fighter wants to be told they can't continue when they're on their feet. And so this is going to be hard for Jelena to accept. And then again, when you have your coach reiterating what you already can't believe, it's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt the whole team.
You see the emotion for Erica Cruz, knowing that she's about to take away a decorated champion's title belt.
Tears of joy. Tears of joy. She earned it. She worked her way towards it.
Jamel, did you cry?
Oh, you know I cried.
Yeah.
And she's been a great champion.
And you love to see that smile. I mean, it's a tough night at the office for the great champion who's held a belt in some form for what, 16 years, more, most of her adult life.
Yeah.
She's had such a great run, 3 divisions, titles in each one.
Nothing to be ashamed of. Nothing to be ashamed of at all.
And what I was going to say is I don't want to retire her on this show. I want to leave it up to her, but we did see her age herself, or we saw her age tonight.
So it was early in round number 7. Remember that Magenovich was cut along the right eye in round number 3. Heads came together there. But really, it was pinpoint punching by Cruz over the course of this fight, or a lot of punches landed that were the difference. Benji you see him peeking in there, taking a look at that cut for Magenovich, and he decided to step in and take control and stop the fight. I haven't really seen a clash of heads. Remember, in round number 3, the initial cut was ruled a clash of heads, although we had a great replay. Our truck had a great look at a punch that looked like it opened up the cut. In any event, Cruz was winning this fight, most likely on all the judges' scorecards convincingly.
And you can see that Benji's doing his job. It's not like he just kind of randomly stopped the fight. He was looking very hard and protecting Jelena.
All right, let's go up to Lupe Contreras.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Benji Esteves calls a halt to this bout with an official time of 25 seconds of round number 7 due to an accidental clash of heads. And in accordance with the rules of the New York Commission, we go to the official scorecard to determine a winner, including the 7th round by scoring the 7th round. All 3 judges turn in identical scores of 70 to 63 across the board. In favor of the winner, by way of technical decision. And now the new WBA featherweight champion of the world, from Mexico, Erika Dinamita Cruz.
Tears of joy for Erika Cruz. She'll be bringing the championship belt to Mexico City. And her 15-year-old son, Cesar, a member of the Mexican National Guard, a decorated amateur champion in Mexico, and now a world champion. Steve Smoger, let's, as a guy that's been in the ring, a Hall of Fame referee, and now our unofficial scorer, your take on the way the whole thing unfolded.
Absolutely correct move. Benji didn't want to see Jelena. She turned 38 tonight, guys, and it showed. Benji didn't want to see her get any injury. The eye, it was double cut, accidental butt. The rule says go to the cards, and as I had it and the 3 official judges, a total shutout. Jelena wasn't in this fight for an instance.
Erika Cruz is the new champion, and she's with Curran.
Erika, your father trained you for every one of your fights. He wasn't able to be here. You called this the most important fight of your life. What do you think your father's thinking right now?
Erika, tu padre te entrenó toda tu carrera. Dijiste que esta fue la pelea más importante de tu carrera. No pudo estar aquí. ¿Qué crees que está pensando en este momento?
Papito chulo, este cinturón es para ti. Ay, perdón, es que...
My beautiful father, this belt is for you. I'm sorry, I just can't control my emotions.
Dios sabe, primeramente la gloria y la honra sea para Dios. Él nos ha dado esta victoria. Dios me ha permitido estar aquí en un país que no es el mío, pero yo lo dije ayer, los mexicanos somos guerreros. Este cinturón es de mi padre y mío. Es un trabajo que realizamos en equipo. Desafortunadamente él, por cuestiones de la pandemia, no pudo estar, pero él lo tenía en mi corazón y cada round me acordaba de lo que él me decía que teníamos que hacer. Quizá no hice todo al 100 porque efectivamente me enfrenté a una campeona, pero mi mente siempre era ganar este cinturón porque es un trabajo que yo no podía venir hasta acá para irme con las manos vacías.
First of all glory to God. I have to say, I came to a country that wasn't mine. I told you yesterday, Mexicans are warriors, and I demonstrated that. Every single round that went by, I thought of my father, and this victory is for both he and I. I couldn't come this far and disappoint him, and we didn't do that. We have the belt.
Erika, congratulations. And we're going to throw it back to you, Bob. Amanda Serrano was watching this fight. Her message to Erika, she said, congratulations. Now come unify with me. Back to you guys.
And I can't imagine that Erika could be thinking about anything other than her father. Back home, her trainer, who couldn't make the trip. Her son, who's 15. And now she is a world champion. We'll be back to West Point on this historic evening. Erika Cruz wins the WBA Featherweight Championship and does it in style.